For the past 2 months, I've been working on myself, trying to be more productive, trying to be more focused. Each day, I sit down for 45 to 90 minutes of deep work. No distractions, no breaks, just writing, reading, and trying to solve creative problems for myself. This practice helped me learn how to concentrate better, how to tolerate boredom, how to explore specific problems I care about. Each day I sit down for 45 to 90 minutes of focused work, no distractions, no breaks, just writing, thinking, and trying to solve creative problems for myself. This practice has helped me learn how to concentrate better, how to tolerate boredom, how to explore specific things which I care about the most. But even with that hour of deep work, I often reach the end of the session feeling stuck, like I have not moved forward. There is no idea, no next step, just a foggy pressure in my head, like too much information packed in, but not enough clarity to move on. And that feeling, it's not because I don't want to work anymore. It is something else, a kind of mental weight. It feels like my brain is full, but I still don't know what to do now, what to do next. Here is the truth: focused work does not guarantee instant results, especially if you are someone trying to solve creative problems, trying to generate creative ideas. That kind of progress takes time. And yet, this does not mean that you should stop doing focused work. It is still necessary, but it is not enough on its own. This might sound counterintuitive, especially if you have watched some of my previous videos, but I want to talk to you about something I have realized. Our brain is naturally a divergent thinker. It explores patterns, makes sense of data, especially when you are reading, listening, watching, or learning something new. It builds maps, connects dots. All of this happen automatically in the background. But when we intentionally try to solve a problem, try to focus on a specific task, we shift into convergent mode. We activate our conscious brain, and this part, it works slowly, like very slowly, only few hundred bytes per second. That's why focused work can feel draining. That's why boredoms and burnouts show up, because our conscious brain is slow, effortful, and gets tired easily. Now compare that with our unconscious brain, the one that operates when we are walking, driving, taking shower, or doing any leisure activity. In those moments, we don't force our mind to think, but it still does. That is when the brain shifts into its default mode: fast, free, and fluid, processing billions of bytes per second. Our brain is a prediction engine. Its core job is to predict. It constantly asks for what could happen next. Do I have enough information to handle it? What could be their next action? To make those predictions, our brain uses three systems. Number one is information acquisition, gathering information by reading, listening, watching, and writing. Number two is pattern recognition, make sense of that data, compare it to past experiences, and finding connections between those data points. And the third is goal direction, choosing a path forward and deciding what to do next. When you sit down to do the focused work, you are in the first stage, information acquisition. You are feeding your unconscious brain by reading, listening, writing, and watching. You are making your brain aware of that specific problem or idea. But this is just a first step. It often feels boring or overwhelming. That boredom is a signal that your brain is loading raw information into memory. The second step happens after the work. Once you stop focusing, once you take a break, go outside, take a walk, or do something mindless, your brain moves into pattern recognition. That's where your unconscious brain starts working, and it is fast, billion bits per second. It starts analyzing the data you gave it earlier. It connects things, it compares memories, it builds insights. And suddenly, out of nowhere, it gives you an idea, a next step to move forward. You have probably experienced it before. You have been working harder trying to solve a specific problem for days or weeks. Then randomly taking shower or walking down the street, your brain clicks. That is your unconscious brain doing what it does best, solving problems without being asked. Let me tell you a personal story about that kind of experience. Back when I was a web developer at an agency, I would often get stuck on complex problems like logic issues, feature bugs, or some strange functionality challenges. I would try everything I could, hours of deep work, but still could not figure it out. And then later, while having tea in the evening, walking home, or just sitting in the silence, the answer would pop into my mind. Now I understand what was happening. I had fed my brain the problem, and once I stopped trying so hard, my unconscious brain started doing the real work: pattern recognition, synthesis, and prediction. This happens all the time to creatives, designers, writers, engineers. That Eureka movement does not come from hard sitting, it comes from trusting the process. After your brain done with pattern recognition, it moves to the next stage, which is goal direction. That is when it gives you clear direction and tells you that here is what to do next. And if the solution does not feel right, repeat the cycle. Go to focused work, feed it more data, and let it process again. It is just like a training an AI model. The more quality data you give, the more quality output you will get. So when you are doing your focused work, reading, writing, problem solving, or anything else, just don't expect instant results, but expect boredoms and burnouts because they are part of the process. Focused phase is the loading the data into the brain, and the unfocused phase is processing the data. So allow yourself to step back from focused work and allow your unconscious brain to do its job, because your unconscious brain is more faster and it processes data more deeply and more efficient than your conscious brain. I'm still learning how to apply this more intentionally, how to build a rhythm between freedom and focus. But I hope this will help you to understand your brain, to understand how your brain solves complex creative problems, and you will use it wisely to solve yours.